Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Israel's Creator Take. I hope you're all as excited as I am for today's guest. She's a trailblazing digital creator, a singer, and an actress who began her career on Musical.ly, quickly growing a community of 50 million followers. But she's more than just a viral star. She's a proud Jewish advocate using her platform to speak out against anti-Semitism and about October 7th. Ariel Martin, also known as Baby Ariel, welcome to the Creator's Take.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you.
So nice, by the way, that whole intro.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so to start off, who is Baby Ariel? Kind of as opposed to Ariel Martin. Where did the name come from? How did it start?
Okay, so who is Baby Ariel? I think Ariel is... I'm a cat mom, I'm a dog mom, I'm a family lover, friend lover. What else am I? I love to go on walks. I love to write. I love to read. And I think I started social media portraying a different version of myself, like a more heightened, non-authentic version of myself. And after I've been doing it for 10 years, which is craziness, now I do my best to just be me online. And the baby came from my cousin, Katya, who 10 years ago, her email was Baby Katya. It's not exactly that. You don't have to email her. But, and I look up to her. I still look up to her. And so I stole it. And then it stuck.
I love it. When you were starting to post online, did you feel like that was like your other persona? That like it didn't have to merge, I guess? Like you could keep that as like your work and then you were Ariel Martin at home?
It's a good question. I think at the time it felt more like me. I was 14 years old. I don't think I really knew who I was yet. And I was very over the top. Like I loved putting crazy lipstick on. I loved putting nails on. I loved listening to Nicki Minaj and my music. So at the time, it felt like one person. And then as I branched off into doing more social media, I think those two started to separate. Because I was like, okay, I really need to protect my family life, my friend life, and I can't spill all of my drama and personal life on the internet all the time. So I learned how to separate.
I love that. Actually. You started your career on Musical.ly, which is now TikTok, obviously. What was it like going viral for the first time, like during that time? Obviously, it was very different. It wasn't, now TikTok is everything and it's all of our lives consumed into it. I feel like there's a very different culture 10 years ago or however many years ago it was. What was it like going viral? Like, do you remember the first video that like really blew up for you?
I do remember the first video. I was at my friend Sophie's house, and we were making Musical.lys on her bed, and it was to a Nicki Minaj song, and it blew up. But you're totally right. It is a totally different landscape than it was back then, because at the time, Musical.ly was just much smaller. So... yeah, it was a smaller audience. There weren't as many people on it. So when you blew up, I think it felt much bigger than it was today. And today, social media has expanded so much, which I love. Like everybody is online and everybody is, posting and being creative and using it as an outlet. But at the time, it was definitely, it felt like a bigger thing. Like to get featured on the internet, it was like, oh my God.
How would you like describe yourself as a creator? And like, do you think that's changed? I guess like the approach you took when you started versus now.
How do I describe myself as a creator? I don't know. It's weird. I've been doing social media for so long now that I've gone through like so many different waves. Like there were times where I was really big on YouTube and I loved challenges. And there were times where I was really focused on Musical.ly and TikTok. And now, I think as I'm older, I hope to be like a big sister to my audience and be more, I hope that I talk about more real things than I did back then. It used to be just like selfies and fun challenges. And now I want to use my platform for something important, to talk about Judaism and Israel and anti-Semitism. And while also bring people in to, you know, read more and write more and talk about your feelings more. And just, it's a more adult version of who I was.
I feel like now on social media, there's much more of a platform for people to talk about like what's happening in the world. And obviously there's so much negativity, but I feel like this new era of the internet and era of TikTok has brought so much more information to people that like I don't remember seeing when I was scrolling on Musical.ly 10 years ago, which it's creators that like you that like make that possible. And I think that's so cool.
Thank you so much.
If you weren't a creator, obviously you're also a singer and an actress and all these amazing things. What other career path do you think you would have taken?
Oh, that's a great question. When I was little, I thought I'd be a lawyer, and now I don't want to do that. I would probably be a therapist. Okay. I love talking to people, and I love hearing what people are going through and dissecting it and figuring out like the root of the problem and how we can help and, you know, different action steps to take to feel better. So I'd probably therapy or something with books. I love reading.
What's your favorite book?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. I don't know. My favorite book. I loved The Virgin Suicides a lot. Have you read it?
I haven't.
Oh my God, it's great. And the movie is also amazing.
Good to know. I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, read it.
What was your, like, I made it moment? Like, what was something that happened, whether it was in the very beginning or took a while or whatever? What was something that, like, happened and you're like, wow, like, this is becoming something, like, this is really happening, I guess?
It's weird because I think I've had multiple I made it moment. Not really I made it because I'm like, I haven't made it yet. But like each stage of my life, like I remember when I first started getting verified was like, oh my God, like that was like everything. And then after that, like once you like close that chapter, then it's like a new I made it moment of getting asked to go on like my first tour. But I think I've had maybe getting verified or one of those two. That was like my first moment of like, oh my God, this is bigger than just me sitting in my Safta's house making TikToks.
What is something kind of just to like go back into your early life and like everything before social media? What is something that people like wouldn't really know about how you grew up, where you grew up, kind of like a little background on you, I guess?
Background on me? I don't know. I'm from Pembroke Pines, Florida. I think my favorite part of where I'm from is, first of all, I love Florida, and I love the heat, and I love the water, and I just love it because it's family. It just feels like home because it is home. But I come from a very just diverse neighborhood. Like my friends came from all walks of life, different backgrounds, races, religions. So it was a really beautiful mix of people growing up that I had.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting on social media or someone that's like maybe curious about it, someone that wants to get into the space but isn't sure like what they should do?
I would say, I think probably the biggest thing would be just to stay consistent. I do think social media now can feel very discouraging because everybody's doing it, which is incredible. But at the same time, it's sometimes hard to find your flow because there is, whether we like it or not, you are going to sometimes compare yourself and you are going to be like, hey, why are they getting more likes, not me? And how come I can't make content like that? So to really just as much as you can focus on your inner world and your craft and the content that you want to do and just continue bettering yourself, and just to stick with it because it's going to happen if you stick with it. But it might take 10 videos, it might take 200, it might take 2,000, but just stay consistent.
Yeah, totally. What was the process like for you to go from Musical.ly and TikTok and like short form videos like that to singing and acting and like longer form content?
It was, so I grew up in a house that was always full of art. Like my mom grew up doing theater. And then my dad, he went to film school, and he's also was a musician or is a musician. He plays incredible piano and sings. And so my house was always filled with art. And when I started social media, it was kind of like, okay, I love this. But in addition to this, I'd hope to one day be able to merge social media with my other loves, which is just art in general. I love to write. I love to sing. I love to act. And so I think this thought was always there from the beginning, but it didn't really happen until I found my manager, who I love so much, Megan. And she's my acting manager. And she was like, let's just start auditioning. Let's just put you out there. And so I think 2 years in, I started auditioning, and I didn't get anything for so long. But she was like, it doesn't matter. It's similar to just keep doing it. And once I got my first role, I was like, oh my God, I love it so much. And that's when I was like, okay, I love social media, but I definitely would feel more fulfilled if I added these things along with it. So I continue to do it.
Yeah. For people who don't know, what's kind of like maybe your highlights of projects you've worked on outside of or with social media? Anything that was like a favorite of yours? What was your first project?
So my first project, I don't know, was it my first? I think it was. I did this movie on Nickelodeon called Bixler High, Private Eye. And it was a detective movie. And so I played a fun school detective. It was very cute. And I remember that was huge because it was like she was the supporting lead role. And I was really nervous to have that pressure, but the set was amazing. It was like we became like a huge family. And then wait, what was your other question? I forgot. I just started thinking about that.
Like your highlights of projects you've worked on or things you've been in. Yeah.
Okay, I think the coolest for me, what I really have loved so much about everything I've done is I feel like each one really, I have to like step outside of my comfort zone. So I started with like the Nickelodeon, and then I went to Disney, and in Disney, the Zombies 2 movie and the Zombies 3 movie, we have to sing and we have to dance. And that was like, oh my God, like, how am I going to do that? And I have to act, like, what the hell is it? And so I had to like learn how to dance. I danced when I was like 3, but I was like, oh God, I forgot to like learn, like, adapting to that world and adapting to like the musical world. And then I went and I did a scary movie, and that was different. I've never done anything scary. I was just doing Disney, and then all of a sudden it's freaky and it's scary and there's scary characters. And then I did a country musical, which was like a whole,
that's amazing.
A whole other layer of. So I think I feel very lucky to have had such a weird, quirky array of acting projects that I've done that really have forced me to like step outside of my comfort zone and try something else and just learn a new skill each time.
Yeah. As someone in the acting, TV, film space, who are people that like you really look up to? Any like favorite directors, actors?
Absolutely. Oh my God. Okay, Meryl Streep.
Of course. Of course.
Love her. Florence Pugh, I really, really like. She posted
That's
something
a really
this
good
morning.
one.
I love her. I really like her. And I watch her acting always, and I'm like, it just feels so real and visceral. Who else do I like? I really love Selena Gomez, just because she also came from Disney, and so it's really cool sometimes just seeing people like, oh, I was on the same kind of sense as you. And of course, Gal Gadot. I'm obsessed with her, like obsessed in a way that's like, I love her. So, like every time she posts, she's on my story. I adore her, and I think she's the sweetest and greatest woman alive.
Ever. Speaking of Jewish, Israeli women in that space, has that ever been an issue for you? Have you faced like being treated any differently because you're a woman in TV, a Jewish woman in TV, any of that?
You know, it's weird. I've been very lucky to have worked with incredible people. which I'm very thankful for. But at the same time, I think there is always this underlying like, oh, but you're a little girl. And when you step into these rooms of like 50-year-old men, and there's nothing against 50-year-old men, but like when they're all sitting at a table and then you're the only girl in the room, your voice does matter a little bit less in their eyes. And it's like, it's not really a spoken thing, but I think there always has been some of that. And I think as women, it's unfortunate, but we have to fight for our seat at the table and fight for our opinion to be heard. And I think what sucks is, for me, I feel like I've had to prove that my opinions are good and prove that I can do a good job for people to trust me. And once they see that, it's like, okay, you did a good job. And I'm like, yeah, I told you. But we have to fight a little bit harder sometimes.
Going back to social media, obviously there's been so much that has happened on the internet in the last 10 years. The culture shift is crazy. The shift in conversation about anti-Semitism and just like cancel culture as a whole. Is there anything that has made you like consider quitting or being done or like switching anything out?
I never considered quitting, but I did have to change what I spoke about online.
Yeah.
After October 7th, I had a lot of people come to me and say like, hey, you don't have to talk about it. Hey, you don't have to bring it up. Like, it's okay and it's brave, like, not to talk about it also. And I was like, can I curse? No.
Yes.
F you. I was like, you suck and you are the worst person ever. And so I feel like in a sense I quote unquote quit my old ways of being a creator and have just pivoted and been like, okay, I'm not that same girl anymore. Now we talk about the things that actually matter in this world.
What made you decide to start posting about Judaism and anti-Semitism and like anything having to do with October 7th and Israel? And was that like a hard decision, or did you know like that's...
It was such an easy decision. It was like in 2.5 seconds, like without question. Again, I've been doing it for so long that I'm like, now this is why I have a platform. Like after 10 years, I realized, okay, this is the reason I've been given this platform. This is the reason I have so many followers. It's for this moment, this awful, heartbreaking thing happened. I need to talk about it. Yeah. And this is why I'm here. And so for me, it was like, okay, there was no other option. It felt like this was like a purpose kind of moment of like, okay, I need to. And I give all my credit to my family of Zionists, of, my grandpa, he's from Cuba, Jewish, he's a Juban. And he was a part of the Youth Zionist organization in Cuba. And then my Savta, she was born in Israel in 1947. And she... Again, since the day she passed, it was like, when am I going back to Israel? When am I going back to Israel? When am I going back to Israel? And so they raised my mom, who is also the biggest Zionist and who spent her summers in Israel. And so my whole family's there. And so for me, it was like, it was my world and what I grew up around. And there was no way of not, because it was fighting for what happened, but also fighting for my people and my family. And yeah, I had to.
Yeah. You kind of touched on this a second ago, but what was like the culture and conversation around like Judaism in your house growing up? Like, are your parents religious or non-religious, or it's like a cultural thing? They're
not religious. Okay. I think we all are very more in touch with the traditions and the cultures. And I did have my bat mitzvah, and my brother had his bar mitzvah, and we did go to Hebrew school every single week. We're not very religious. Okay. We just are very Jewish, and we love every Friday was Shabbat dinner at my Savta's, and every holiday we celebrated. Like, the traditions to me in Judaism are like beyond beautiful. It's about family and food.
It's all about family and
Yeah.
food. Do you have like a favorite Jewish food?
Okay, I think my favorite, I don't know if this is a Jewish food. It's, okay, so my Savta on Passover, every single year, she'd make this matzah cake, and it's matzah and like a chocolate spread in
Yum.
wine. And it was
fascinating.
so good.
That's so interesting.
It's
I'd
delicious.
have to make that.
I don't know if it's like a thing,
Maybe.
but it was
great.
a thing in my, was it a thing? It is? Okay, so yeah.
Once October 7th happened, the internet erupted the way that it did you face any like hate from fans or people on the internet? And do you think like your follower base changed after?
Yeah, I definitely received a lot of hate and just anti-Semitism, and it was so sad seeing, because it felt like all of these people had been feeling these things for a very long time, and now they had just been given the okay to actually say it. And that's what I think scared me the most. And I've dealt with, in my many years of doing social media, my fair share of hate, awful comments. So I've developed like a thick skin. But what scared me is, okay, if these people feel comfortable commenting here, that means they also feel comfortable commenting it on their Jewish neighbor's story, and they feel comfortable going to their Jewish friend at school and saying something awful. And it was horrifying. It's beyond...
It's crazy.
It's so scary. And like, I mean, even... And what's crazy is it's been how many years since October 7th, which is
like a year and a half.
And today, like, we're dealing with Kanye. I didn't want to give him a platform, but like just today, like there's the Kanye, and then there's also do you know Dave Portnoy?
Yes.
And the sign
and
at his
club. Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, what is going on? It's horrifying. And the one thing I will say is that I'm so grateful for Jews and how much we have really come together in this time, because it's horrifying. Yeah.
Have you seen like any reaction from your friends that are also like creators in the space, or like any changes in your relationships once you started posting about Israel and started posting about anti-Semitism? Did they react well? Not so well?
I definitely lost some friends.
Okay.
And I will say a few of them were my doing, because their ideas after October 7th, I was just like, okay, I cannot be your friend if you're not going to support me and my people and acknowledge what happened. And it was a weird thing. Like, I don't know, I think I always felt like, okay, when people like didn't invite me to things, or not that it even matters, like who cares, screw these people, but when people didn't invite me to things, or if people had collaborations and I was all of a sudden not invited, you can't help but feel like, oh my God, is there this underlying, like, you don't want to be seen with me, or you don't want to post with me, or you don't want to, I think that sort of thing with my creator friends. And then my friends in my everyday life, it's been like such and still a thing. Like my boyfriend, for example, who is not Jewish, he's like the best person in the world. He just went to Israel with me, and he had to deal with some people in his life who weren't supportive, and who wouldn't come to our house anymore. And he had to like have so many conversations. But it's really what all of us are going through. I feel like it's like this ongoing battle of screaming at people to listen to us and to believe us and to understand, but they don't want to. No. It is very annoying.
But it's lovely when you find the friends that do.
So we did get Starbucks. That's why we paused. Should we cheers?
Back. We should cheers.
Cheers.
What did you order?
I ordered a venti iced lavender oat milk matcha, but with almond milk instead of oat milk, because oat milk gives me a stomachache. How about you?
I got a mango passion tango tea. It's really good. It's really yummy.
So good.
It's really nice.
I'm like a matcha addict.
I've been making it a lot. It's really yummy.
What do you use? What kind of matcha? Not what kind. Where do you get it? Because I don't know kinds.
I ordered it from some really scary website on the internet, but it was from Japan. Okay. So I had to pay a lot to ship it, but it was really
Wait, so you
yummy.
do hardcore.
I don't know anything about it, but
If you're ordering it from Japan.
I was influenced on TikTok to do so.
Do you do like the, what's it called?
The whisk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't do that.
I got the whisk. It's really yummy.
What does it help with?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know what my other option would be.
I just take I heat the water up in my kettle, and then I put the Trader Joe's matcha into the cup.
Oh, like the little packets?
No, it's like a big like thing like that, and then I take a
Never mind.
fat spoonful, and I put it, and then I just mix it. I don't know what the whisk does.
It's like the whisk and the water, and then you like pour it over the milk.
It's so much cuter like that.
It just takes so long.
What?
It takes me 20 minutes.
But just for matcha?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't be bothered.
I bought my plastic cups. I make it before school in the morning. It makes me really happy.
Good. I love matcha, clearly.
Yes. How is it?
Delicious.
Good. I'm so glad. Okay. To kind of
Go back to what we were talking
go
about.
back to what we were talking about, we can kind of go into Israel. You said you've been to Israel. So how was your first experience there? How many times have you gone back?
So I have been there 4 times.
Okay.
My first time I was there, I was a little baby, so I don't exactly remember, but I do have so many pictures of me on the airplane crawling up and down
Always.
the aisles, which is so funny to me because now on my recent trip to Israel, there was another few babies, I think, crawling up and down the aisles. And I was like, this must be like, and it never happens on any other flight.
No, just flights to Israel?
Only El Al.
Wow.
And only to Israel.
I feel like only LL would be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm like, everybody's up and at 'em, everybody's chatting, everybody's talking, and any other flight, like if there was even a peep, everybody would be like on edge.
That's
but going
so
to Israel,
funny.
which is what I love, I'm like, you get on the plane, before you're even in Israel, you understand the culture. And like you're on the plane and everybody is just talking and singing and having a great time, and babies.
So many babies.
So many babies.
Did you go with your family, with friends?
So the first time I went to Israel, it was with family. The second time with family. Third time with my mom and my aunt. And the recent time with my boyfriend.
Okay. Boyfriend?
Boyfriend. Boyfriend.
Tell us a little bit about the boyfriend. Where
So
did you
he's
guys
the
meet?
best person ever on planet Earth.
Amazing.
Ever. I love him so much. He has pink hair right now.
Fun.
And he's actually on set right this second for a shoot
So
that I
fun.
can't say because he did sign an NDA. And so I
Top
can't
secret.
even say. But he's on set right now and he's filming. And we met, how many years ago? Like 5 years ago. We actually had a mutual friend.
Okay.
And so, okay, sorry. Let me rework.
Amazing. Go for it.
So there was a friend of mine. I had a best friend. And he was staying at my house at the time. And we were together hanging out on the couch one day. And we were like scrolling on TikTok. And on my For You page, the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my entire life came up. And I was like, oh my God. And I literally wrote out loud. I was like, oh my God, I love him and I want to marry him. And I showed it to my friend. And he was like, that's my cousin. And I was like, you're freaking lying to me right now.
No
That's not your
way.
cousin. And so I was like, you need to set me up with this man immediately. And so the friend connected Milo and I. And I remember he messaged me while he was in class at school. Dude, I forgot what class it was. And we just started texting. And from there, it was like, and then COVID happened. So I went home to Florida for a little bit. He stayed in California.
Okay.
And we did a ton of FaceTiming.
Yeah.
And so we started long distance. And then I came back and I was living by myself at the time. And so I was like, I'm so lonely. Like, whatever will I do? And so I was like, do you want to like come to my house or something? And he basically came during COVID while everything was shut down, and he never left. And that was that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you. And we both don't talk to that friend anymore. His cousin, who they weren't really
I was going to
cousins.
say, aren't they related?
They grew up together like their entire lives.
Got it. Okay. Somewhat
But
cousins.
We both don't talk to him, and I feel so bad. I was like, bye, Milo.
What's like your favorite thing about him?
That's a great question. I don't know.
So many things.
So many things. I think, okay, my favorite, first of all, he's so funny. He's like the funniest person, I think, on the planet. And he's really passionate. And if you know him, like, you know, he's very, like, when he loves his friends, he really loves them really hard. And when he loves his family, he's very, very, like, he loves his people a lot. And what's funny is that's, like, sometimes the one trait that is my favorite and that also can get him in trouble in certain situations because he's so, like... He's like, he gets in fights with like friends sometimes because if a friend had said something bad to another friend, like he's the first person who will just be there and like confront someone. And so he's a really, really big heart. He's like the sweetest person ever.
Who was like your celebrity or like Disney crush? Like, are they similar? Like, I saw something about this that like.
That's a great question.
My boyfriend is like Prince. Whatever, something that I was obsessed with.
You know what's funny is I was always like in love with what?
Give me an idea.
Huh? I was always in love with young Leonardo DiCaprio. And let me show you my boyfriend.
Please do.
Fine. You know what? It's everybody's asking. I'll show you later. To me, he looks like... okay, wait, hold on. Let me just, like, find a good one. That he looks like young Leo. I think he looks... His lookalikes, he gets young Leo. Okay, wait. This might take me a second because I need to find... He has, like, the most perfect face. Like, if you think about a perfect face, like, you'll then... Milo will come to your head.
I fully see what you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like? I think so.
Totally.
Oh, he's so cute. Yeah.
The buzz is really fun. Has he ever like painted it, or is that the pink?
It's pink. Wait, let me show you the pink.
I love that.
It's pink, like as of what's it called? Like a day ago. Okay, this is the only photo I have of him with it. It's so bright.
That's so fun, though.
Isn't it fun?
It's really cool.
I love when boys do, like, fun.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Why not?
I completely agree.
Okay, wait, who's your crush?
Like my celebrity crush?
Yeah. Or, like, spill tea.
Okay. Let me think. My, like, dream husband is, like, Adam Brody, like Seth Cohen.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's, like, the dream.
Yeah.
As a general statement.
Yeah.
I always told my parents, I'm not Persian, but it's been like this weird thing my whole life that like I'm going to marry a Persian. So I always like asked my mom if there was like a Persian Disney prince. And,
is there a Persian Disney prince? There
but I always wanted there to be.
Well, you should pitch that. Be like, hey, you're missing a big angle here.
Yeah.
We need a Persian prince.
A Jewish Persian.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
I love the
great.
Persians.
Wait, why do you think that is?
I have no idea.
They're great people.
They're great.
They're amazing.
They're also really pretty.
And I feel like we're like aligned in terms of like, you know, the things we go through.
Yeah. And like culturally very similar.
Yes.
Okay. Going back to Israel.
Yes.
You went with your boyfriend. Is he Jewish?
No. And that's also a big reason why he's the best person on this planet.
Got it. Okay.
He is not Jewish. And he has been... There's no other word besides the best person on the planet. Like, first of all, right now, with everything going on, for a non-Jew to get on a plane and go to Israel, I understand how just scary and different. It was also his first time out of the country. And he went and he just absolutely, like, immersed himself. And he met my 97-year-old grandma. She might be 96, might be 98. I don't know. He met my 96... My old grandma. My great grandma. And he spoke with so many people, and he just was completely in it, and he loved it. And I'm just so grateful for him. And since October 7th, again, I think it's one thing for a Jewish person to speak out, but what we really need, I feel, are the non-Jews to help us out here a little bit. And he has been incredible because what I like to say is I do all of the social media activism. And what he does is he talks to people one-on-one. And I think that's really what we've been missing right now is like people are only getting their information from social media, which is very handy, but at the same time,
not
right.
great. Yeah.
It's also
totally.
like we're losing like, first of all, like the real conversation.
Right.
And some of it's not real, as we know. There's so much weird propaganda online. But what he does is he has really, really in-depth, like deep conversations with people in his life one-on-one, like in person, through text, on FaceTime. And like he's taken the time to learn so much. And I think his voice matters so much right now. And I don't know if he realizes, and I don't know if like the non-Jews out there realize how much their voice
get what you mean.
and like their allyship matters so much. And he's actively like changing minds and talking to people and sharing my story and my family's story. And like he went to Israel and came back and is like, I have so much more to share with everybody I know now. So it's been, again, best person on the planet, Milo. Milo.
Has it ever, like, was it ever not a concern, but like, was it ever something like an issue in your relationship that he wasn't Jewish, or was totally just he's amazing and perfect and like obviously supports you fully? So.
It's funny because my dad converted to Judaism. Okay. And we like to say that my dad knows like a million times more about Judaism than me or my mom or my brother. And so
and he's the one who converted.
Yeah. And so I to be honest, I don't care at all if he's not Jewish because he's really made it a priority to learn learn about my family, to get to know my family, and to celebrate the holidays. Like I had to be in LA for Passover, which broke my mother's heart. But Milo and I were like, okay. And my brother was actually in town. So both of my mom's kids not in town. Cute. So Milo and I were like, we're doing our own makeshift Passover this year. And
that's so cute.
we did it. And with no questions asked, he was like, if we have to do it, then we do it. And
that's so sweet.
The other day, I remember like a year and a half ago, he was like, something about like, I don't want, something about, raising our kids Jewish, and I didn't comment on it. He said something about like everybody better be. What was it? He said something like, "Oh God, now I need to think about it." He said something about like, and they're gonna have to come to our bar mitzvah because we're raising our kids Jewish. And I was like, okay,
wow.
And then I just didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, exactly. And then I just went on. I was like, So like he's so like sometimes it's like the non-Jewish people who get so into it. And so
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I love him.
I love that.
Thank you.
So random. But were you at Coachella this year?
No, I wasn't. I wish I was. What's funny is I was actually filming a movie. And we were filming.
Cooler than Coachella.
Thank you.
Pretty
I've
much.
never been to Coachella.
Really?
Have you been?
I have.
How was it?
It was amazing. We had a
Did you go this year?
in the desert. Yeah.
We had a Seder in the desert.
It was really cute.
What was it like? Do you have pictures?
I'll show you. Our moms.
Let's see.
Let's see if I have anything. We have my Octobuddy stuck to the thing.
I have an Octobuddy too.
I wonder if I have anything. My mom freaked out that I wasn't going to be home for Passover because I booked it and then told her that I was going to the desert that weekend. And
was she proud of you for doing a Seder in the desert?
It was really cute.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
See, sometimes I feel like those moments matter more when us young people, gals, take it upon ourselves.
Wait, I'm dying to find this. Let's see. Yeah, Coachella's really something.
Is it scary?
It's, while you're there, it's like the best and absolute worst thing you've ever. It's like jail with music for most of it.
Right.
It's like not fun, but it's fun.
Great.
It's so hot.
Right.
You're dripping in sweat. You're wearing probably very uncomfortable shoes. I was in boots and cowboy boots.
What did you wear?
I'll show you.
Let's see the pictures.
I'll show you. It's really it's enjoyable, but it's not enjoyable. But I keep going back, so it's like.
Is it like, do you think now it's become more of like social media thing more than enjoying yourself? Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
100%.
So like why?
I don't know. I went in 6th grade with my dad. I went to meet James Charles. I love him. I have never been someone that's like a crazy fangirl. It's never, like a lot of people. I follow a lot of people. It's never been my thing.
James.
6th grade James Charles was something that I could not explain to a therapist if I needed to or could try to. Oh my God, his face was all over my room. I had all of his sweatshirts. It was
That's incredible.
Horrifying.
What's funny, but like, why James Charles?
I have no idea. I wish I knew. I had a makeup account. I posted myself looking.
Were you into makeup?
Super.
Okay, that makes sense.
Severely. It was.
So he was like your person.
I was obsessed with him. My family was like questioning like what my sexuality was and like why I was obsessed with this man.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
No.
But I was like, okay, so he's not a straight man.
No.
And then he's not a girl. So it's like
I went to Coachella for 4 hours. I went on the Ferris wheel, like the first time Coachella goer I was, met James Charles. I tracked him down because what his friends were wearing, followed him.
Oh my God.
Took a photo and left.
Who was he went with? Like the Dolan twins?
No, he was with like, oh my God, if I can remember their names, I'm going to die. He was with Maria and Cassie. Do you know who either of those people are? I doubt it.
No, I wish.
They're his like friends.
They're his like really close
They're
friends.
his like normal, like non-influencer friends.
that nobody knows about.
No. My God, it was horrifying.
Wait, let me see pictures of Coachella.
Okay. I'll show you.
And your outfits. So, okay, if you could do your Coachella must bring list,
Yeah.
what would it be? For a first timer.
Okay. Advil.
Why? Because
You're in pain.
Anyway.
You're in pain. Everyone says bring those like metal blankets. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the aluminum ones? Don't. It's hot.
Wait,
at 2 in the morning.
Why would you need an aluminum blanket?
There's a myth that it's cold at night. It was 1:30 in the morning and I was dripping in sweat. It's fake news. It was 85 degrees in the middle of the night.
What the fuck? Why do you bring aluminum blankets to you're in the desert?
Correct. Okay. This was one day. This like, I don't really know what was happening here, but
let's see.
It was green. I'll show the camera
you have
this
to get
after.
close to the camera.
Okay.
Do you focus on like style when you get dressed, or is it comfort? Wait and see.
Like both. This was a very last minute thing. I decided to go like that Thursday.
Okay.
So I didn't buy anything.
And it was
really.
Friday?
It was on Friday. Yeah. So this like green beaded.
Oh, you look so cute.
Top thing. Thank you. It was fun, and I like found a pashmina somewhere and decided to do that the entire time.
That's so cute.
Thank you. And then we like matched in this.
We have to show the camera.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Actually, camera. Look.
You have to see how cute she looks. That's so cute.
And then it was like glitter and sparkles.
Oh, you look adorable.
And it was fun.
Who did you see? Who was like your people?
I was there the Charlie Lord Troy Billy weekend, which was amazing.
That is like...
It was incredible. It was really life-changing.
Godly.
It was godly. Lady Gaga was insane. She was incredible.
Well,
she was amazing. Green Day was great.
Oh my
God.
God.
It was really good. And I am like the type of young child that like doesn't really know Green Day, but it's like so many of my like Jewish camp songs and like Jewish youth group songs.
Oh,
that, like,
absolutely.
it was so fun.
So you knew it.
So fun. And so many DJs. The DJs are great.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to go.
You should go.
Isn't it like packed, like you're packed like sardines?
Yeah. And it was so oversold this year that like you couldn't move. I think there were 400,000 people there.
400,000 people is absurd.
You also like to get a car at the end of the night need to walk 3 miles away from the festival.
Right.
Even like people with artist passes, you need to walk 3 miles usually.
So is it like an addiction that people are like, we just have to do it?
Yes.
We have to go.
Yes. The most dedicated are the people who like camp there because the thought of waking up also hot makes me want to die. So I don't know.
What'd you do, a hotel?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way to do it.
I did a hotel.
I don't know if I could camp there.
There's ways to do it that it's like tolerable.
Right.
I would go once in your life.
Oh, absolutely. I have to go.
It's really fun.
I think when like my like, if I don't know who I love, Dominic Fike.
Yeah.
If he goes, which he was there last year, I think, and I didn't go.
I have no concept of what Dominic Fike looks like, but to me, he looks exactly like your boyfriend. Is that accurate information?
No, actually, no. They look very different. But you know what? You know what's the same? Is they both have a shaved head.
It might just be that.
Dominic like sometimes has a shaved head. Oh, Milo is done with his shoot. Oh my god, so early. Oh my god, wait, the house is not clean. Oopsie daisies. I thought I was going to go home, clean the house before I got there. I was like, I have so much. Oh my god, so early. It's so crazy. Hold on. Oh my god, there's so many dishes. It's gonna just. I was gonna surprise him with a nice house. I thought he was gonna be done at like 7. Oh my god, so early. What are you gonna do? Okay, wait, let me show you Dominic. His music, like, I never understood when people were like, music got me through a hard time. I was like, how? And then I discovered Dominic, and I was like, okay, that makes sense now. Okay, wait, he has no photos on Instagram with a shaved head. Actually, he does, yeah. Maybe they look like so. Yeah. I was like, no.
Is there like a rapper?
That's a different person.
That has like colorful things on a buzz, maybe? I could
Dominic
be insane.
Okay, wait, hold on. Dominic Fike, shaved, colorful
head.
Like that's him like sometimes. Still very different. You're like not the person I was thinking of.
I really like the buzz with color, though. I think that's so fun.
I love it so much.
Yeah. Kind of circling back to Israel, to your trips. We got off track, but that was beautiful.
We got so off track.
Amazing.
Oopsie.
We somehow got to like
Coachella.
Persian men and Disney princess and
Coachella. And aluminum blankets.
All of it.
Yeah.
What were your favorite like things in Israel? Places? Anything?
Okay. I don't even. Oh my gosh. There's so many.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, visiting my family. I love seeing my family. Because I barely get to see them because they're so far. Number 2, I want to say I loved Tel Aviv. I really, really, really loved Tel Aviv. That was like, it's funny, I thought Jerusalem was my favorite city. And they're very different, as you guys know. But I really thought Jerusalem was my favorite, but Tel Aviv was like, oh my god, I feel like
so fun.
I felt like I could live here. It was like, okay, there's so many young people out. There's people on the beach playing soccer all the time. Yeah. Number 3, I want to say it was really awesome seeing my boyfriend see the diversity in Israel and how it is so wrongly portrayed online and how people's idea of Israel is so just messed up because, again, since October 7th, he's been talking. And so he was like, okay, now I get to go see what I've been
talking about.
And it was really just, as a bystander, really special watching his experience and seeing him, try every kind of food. We tried food from all over the world there, and he saw people from all over the world there. And I think that was one of my favorite parts. And then what else? Every part of Israel was fun. We went to the Dead Sea. That was so amazing. And just the people I met, like just the best people. The food, incredible. It's just the most special place in the world. Yeah. And it's so sad to me that the world is not going to get to see it because they've turned their brains off to it, and they can't accept the truth about what Israel is.
That's something that's like cool to watch people who had, even if it like they had still a good idea of what Israel was, they just didn't really know, and like watching them actually go, because it's hard to explain, and it's like portrayed in such a specific way online. Yeah. Even if that's like in a good way, you still don't really get. It's like such.
Oh, I can say it all day long to people and be like, you don't understand.
You don't understand unless you're standing right there.
And once you get there, it's like, oh. But I think it's so sucky that that you have to go. You know, I wish people could just see a video online and be like, oh. But they don't.
No, they don't. How do you think that like trip to Israel, I guess, like lit your spark about like speaking about anti-Semitism, and like did that push you to do it even more than you already were?
Oh my God, absolutely.
Reminded you, yeah.
Oh my God, so every time I'm there, it's like a new, I mean, I've only been there twice since October 7th, but these past 2 times, it's like, oh my God, this is why I'm doing what I do. Because just for this place that it feels like home the second you step in there. And this is what it means to, I don't know where I was going in that sentence. It feels like home when you go. And
totally.
I think especially here, dealing with the anti-Semitism here and being able to be in Israel and be freely Jewish, it's like, okay, like, like, hello, world, like, we need this. And so, just for that feeling and for every single person I met and for my family and my savta, it's like, yes.
Yeah.
Every time I go, it's like, oh my God, I want to live here.
Did talking about all of this online like create more of like a community? I know you talked about like how your fan base kind of like shifted, I guess, and probably got older too, now that I think about it.
Yes, a little bit,
because
for sure.
of that. Have you had girls or Jewish people or teens or moms like reach out to you and be like, wow, like this is so incredible that you're doing this?
Yes, I have, which is, I'm like, I am so thankful that I get to be this like person that people, just like a sense of safety right now. Because I feel like every single Jewish person is looking for a sense of community right now and a sense of safety, because we all have different experiences. We're all in our little bubbles, and you know, I'm like, I need to make more Jewish friends, and I have friends who go to an all-Jewish school, and then I have friends who are like the only Jew in their neighborhood. So we're all like yearning for each other right now. So I feel very lucky to be just a source of light for some people. As many people as I possibly can. And what was I going to say? Oh, what makes me sad though is that I'm one of few, and I wish it wasn't like that. I wish more people were talking about it is the only problem. You know, it's like, it's so, you don't have to be political. You don't have to get into the conflict. And
that's
I think,
a huge thing.
Yes. Like I think people get very scared because they look at all of it, and you, understandably so, feel like you have to be an expert in politics and what's going on in the rest of the world. But you really don't have to. Like, just talk about anti-Semitism and just talk about Judaism. And there's ways to do it and keep it light if that's what you want to do. Like, talk about Shabbat dinners and I was going to say Thanksgiving. You don't want to talk about Thanksgiving. Like, Hanukkah. Talk about just, like, you talk about the Jewish foods that you made for a holiday. Like, anything. Like, it can be light. There's ways to do it in a way that feels good for you.
What would you say to, like, a young girl, boy, like, Jewish child that's, like, afraid to publicly be Jewish because of everything that's happening? So I understand. And that's, like, that is, like, it's so hard because I think there's one side of me that's, like, wear your star proudly and go out and do But some people live in really, unfortunately, places that have a lot of anti-Semitism. And some people are surrounded by just awful people at their school. Like, we're seeing what's going on in college campuses. We're seeing how violent and disturbing these pro-Palestinian protests like I understand if you don't feel comfortable or safe in your space. But if you do feel comfortable and safe, then I think everybody should try, if they can, be as loud and proud about it as possible. But if you don't, there are ways to do it that isn't that. Like, you can, for example, like, donate to Jewish organizations online. And you can, what's it called? Start having, like, little Shabbat dinners just with your family or with your friends. There's ways to, like, every single way matters, whatever it is. Totally. That's actually a really good point, because a lot of people on the internet are either very, like, don't wear your star, like be careful, don't wear it, which I obviously get because of so many crazy things that happen. And then it's like the total opposite with like the wear it, like wave a flag around. I just don't think that's
fair. Like,
I think you made such a great point. Like,
thank you.
If you're safe, flaunt it.
Right.
And if not, like protect yourself because you're,
You have to feel safe. And like,
totally.
And it sucks that we have to do that, but I don't know if you're the only Jewish kid in school and you're surrounded by people who have a sick view of Jews in Israel.
Totally.
I understand being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But if you still want to do something and say something, then like find a way that fits best in your world.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways. Even like, I don't know, like buying from like small Jewish owned businesses or starting to go to synagogue, anything.
Yeah. There's so much like hate and sad content on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, especially about Jews and anti-Semitism and Kanye and all of that. What is like the light that gives you like hope with the younger generation with all of this and like how they've been dealing with Israel and Judaism online?
So it's funny because with everything I just said, I always say that advice to people because I'm like, your safety has to come first. But Jews really, most Jews that I've seen now, if they are that one Jew in a room full of people who have a twisted idea of Israel, they will always wear their star proudly and they will always be loud and proud. Like they ignore that and they're like, I don't care. I am going to be me no matter what. And I think for a lot of us, especially just my close community, since October 7th, we've really tapped more into Judaism. Like I'm not a religious person.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden now I'm practicing Passover on my own and I'm having my own Shabbat dinners and I'm going to synagogue more frequently. It's like we all are going back to just who we are and going back to Judaism. And we're just all so passionate about it now.
Yeah.
Because everybody hates us, which is awful.
It's really like cool how people have come out and come together.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's very cool.
We're the coolest.
We're the coolest.
We're so cool.
Yeah. We're the coolest. We're the coolest. We're the coolest.
We're the coolest. Period.
Outside of like media and actually not outside of media, outside of like social media, what's something you want to try one day? Whether it's like a career thing or like you said earlier, skydiving, like literally anything that just, it's like a dream.
My dream, sorry, lifting my pants. My dream, I want to write and direct. That's my goal. So I write now. I only write Jewish stories. That's my, like and so I wrote a movie about like me and my savta, and then now I'm working on, what's it called? Another show idea about like Judaism. But yeah, that's my dream.
Okay.
Write and direct. And then like, okay, fun things would probably be, own a dog sanctuary / cat sanctuary. That's like, that's a goal. Like that's a farm.
Do you have pets?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Okay.
I have 2 cats and a dog. Okay, fine. I'll show you
I
pictures.
need a photo.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh wait, this is them. I'm staring right at them.
What are their names?
Okay. So, I can't see on the camera. That's Koa.
So cute.
That's Ash. Oh, that's Ash. And then that's Arlo.
Really
They're
cute.
actually the loves of my entire life.
They're really cute.
Thank you. I love them so much.
Are you going to be like a cat lady one day with 65 cats?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
100%.
It's amazing. My mom put a Star of David chain on my dog. So
Wait, that's so sweet. Where did she get it? Send me the link.
Amazon.
Amazon. Oh my God.
Star of David collar.
God, that's so sweet.
It's amazing. It's really cute.
She's so smart.
He just runs around with it.
Oh my God, I need it.
Little Jewish dog.
Do you have a picture of your dog?
I do.
Let me see.
I'll show you. I have a cockapoo.
A cockapoo.
He's really cute. His name is Marley, which according to everyone is a female name, but
No.
gender fluid dog, I guess.
Wait, Marley? That sounds like a boy name to me.
Bob Marley family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Marley and Me, that was a boy.
Exactly. We watched Marley and Me the day that we got him, and then the dog died, and then everyone was crying. It was really sad.
That's an awful movie. I don't like it.
It's a terrible movie. He's very dark. You can't really see him
Let me see.
in any photos, but he's very cute.
He's so cute. Wait, he kind of like looks like my dog-ish. Mm-hmm. He is so cute. How big is
Really
he?
cute. Like this large.
Oh, I love him.
He's really sweet. He only likes my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
My dog only likes me.
How does it feel to live my dream?
I'm sorry. It feels great.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Okay.
Locked in again. I can't believe I used that phrase.
Well, you
in real life and
we're not. You never weren't locked in. When were you not?
Correct.
Talking about dogs is like the most locked in.
We're still locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could go back and talk to 13-year-old Ariel right now when she started posting, it's like kind of the age
Yes.
maybe, when she started posting and she's in school and like dealing with friends and drama and all of that, what advice would you give her?
I would just tell her not to listen to any of it. It's so funny. As you get older, at my ripe age of 24, you realize that the problems you have in certain periods of your life, okay, obviously there's very big problems.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is drama in middle school does not matter.
Agreed.
And it just doesn't. It doesn't matter. And like the drama that I had in 6th grade was very different than the drama I had in 7th grade, very different than the drama I had in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And each year it feels like the biggest thing in the entire
Yeah.
world. And each year I look back at the past and I'm like who cares about that anymore?
No.
So just to not stress about what people have to say about you.
Yeah.
Screw them.
Screw them.
Yeah.
They're usually jealous anyway.
Yeah,
so it's
100%.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice that you've gotten that just like sticks with you every day?
Okay. The one that sticks it's really not. The one that sticks with me, I think it's from my mom and my dad. My dad always puts socks on when you're cold and changes my life every single day. I think about that every single day because every day I'm cold and I'm like, gotta go put socks on. And then my mom is clean as you go. And I'm a very dirty person, and I've been really practicing that every single day recently. If you make a mess, clean it up as you go.
Right.
Don't leave it there. And my dad always says too, full hands in, full hands out. So like if we're having dinner and you go to the kitchen, always full hands in, like bring things to the kitchen, and then always full hands. Those are my pieces.
It's really good, like practical advice, actually. Yeah. It's amazing. Okay. To kind of wrap it up a little bit.
Yes.
What is next? What's next for you? What's next for baby Ariel, for Ariel Martin? What's next on the table?
I would say my two main things is more talking about Judaism and how much I love being Jewish and how much I love where I come from in Israel. And also acting. I love to act.
Yeah.
And so hopefully just filming more, doing more in that space, and hopefully making my Jewish movies that I want to make.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
I hope that everyone leaves this episode inspired and empowered to stand up for Israel and to find their Disney prince
and clean up as you go.
And clean up as you go and full hands in. Go to Coachella.
And then,
Go to Coachella. Go to Israel.
Go many places. Go to
many places.
Iran and get a Persian man.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. This was amazing.
To everyone listening, tune in to the next episode of The Creator's Take. Follow Ariel on all her platforms. What are your platforms?
Baby Ariel everywhere.
Everywhere.
One
Amazing.
day I'll drop the baby, I promise.
Thank you. See you soon.